Hello you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I hope this video finds you well, enjoying the hobby and building those kits and not just stashing the boxes for another day. So today's subject is the excellent Tamiya Grumman F-14A Tomcat, catalogue number 61114 for those that are interested. So as you can see, I've decided to not go with the kit decals but purchase some separately, and they are depicting the excellent Squadron VF111 famous Sundowners, and particularly Miss Molly. As soon as I got this kit, I knew this would be the scheme that I would go for. So without further ado, let's get on with basically the usual standard traditional start of any kit, and that is building up the cockpit. So, slightly non-standard, you see me removing all the wonderful detail that Tamiya painstakingly put together. Now, why am I doing that, I ask? Well, as I did with my Sukhoi build, just plugging that, I am using Quinta's excellent 3D printed cockpit set. They are resin decals, they have raised parts, and they look amazing when they are in place. But to achieve that, first off, you must go about the brave decision of getting rid of all the excellent detail here. So as you can see, I'm using a scalpel blade to do this. Now in hindsight, this isn't always possibly the wisest thing to do. There are various other tools, as you will see in this very shortly in this build, because I do have a bit of a near miss in a moment, and I decide sort of in my infinite wisdom maybe that there you go, that is a little bit close for comfort. I think I'll use something else to get rid of these raised details. So that something else would be a nice rotary tool, which also, believe you me, not that I found out yet, touch wood, will also do you a bit of damage if that comes into contact with skin, but it's a little bit less jerky and a little bit more controlled. So here I am just removing the details. Take your time with this process, get it as smooth as you possibly can. Just methodically working away there, removing the raised sections. And just going back to a sanding sponge just to sort of get it smoother. Again, I resort back to the scalpel blade just to get rid of this extra sort of larger bit. Again, you choose your weapons of choice. I also use this metal file it's a bit more aggressive, just to flatten it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it really helps with adhesion with the decals. Whilst I'm doing this, just like to thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please do hit the like and subscribe button. Right, moving on. Quinta Decals 48048 item number are these excellent interior decals. Now they make vast amount of decals, so do be specific that it's for the Tamiya kit, not the Hasegawa. And whilst I'm on the subject of their vast catalogue, they make all sorts, literally, honestly, from 1/72 scale, all sorts of bits and pieces. They really do have an extensive catalogue. So we're going to use PVA glue for this. Now the reason for that is it allows a slightly longer drying time, it makes it more adjustable, and also it's not a hot glue, so it's not going to melt the vinyl decal. So just following the kit instructions, we will get all these wonderful decals in place. We're going to start off with part number 34. So we'll take a look on our instructions. Yes, I do use instructions. There's part 34, really simple, plonk it there basically. So I'm showing this process. I know I've covered it before in my SU-27 build, but I'm showing this for our new viewers, the people that are less experienced. This is how I did it. I'm not saying this is how you should do it. I'm saying this is how I've been successful with it. I hope it helps you out if you're new to the hobby or you're unsure. So I basically got some kitchen roll, dampened it, because you don't need to plop these in water like you do with conventional decals. You just need to moisten the back paper for a few seconds, maybe up to 30 seconds. Just check it like so. Make sure the backing is wet, which it isn't here. and then once it is, it's a case of removing it. So a few seconds have passed now, I'll say about 30 seconds, and as you can see, this is really ready to come off. So we've got the PVA glue in place, and it is, honestly, it's as simple as this. I kid you not. Just a case now of making final adjustments. Do check back on your instruction sheet just to make sure that you have got this in the right place. Take your time with it. It's a methodical process. It takes time, but I tell you what, I find it such great fun. It is excellent. So, just checking up again. This is why we use the PVA glue, just to make sure that it's okay. Now, as I'm sure you all know, I do voiceovers for my recordings. I am actually out in my shed at the moment. I live on the main road and it's been a bit noisy tonight. So of course, the minute I decided to come out and do the voiceover, it has decided to start raining. So if you can hear that in the background, I do hope that it doesn't affect the quality of the video. It might be slightly therapeutic, might send you off to sleep if my voice hasn't already done so. It's so typical, love living in the UK. Anyway, I digress. You can see the levers there, they're all in position. I will confess I did use some super glue for those because they are very sort of top heavy, so they require a little bit of quick drying stuff. If it's a small amount, it doesn't melt it, and it does a great job, as I'm sure you would agree. I am really pleased with that. So next up are the excellent Martin Baker ejector seats. Obviously there's two of these. I didn't want to bore you to death with the complete build process there, and that's something I just want to touch on very briefly. This is obviously going to be probably a 3 or 4 part series, this build. The previous video I did, thank you for watching that everyone by the way, of the Mitsubishi A6M, I did as a complete build. Now I don't know which way to swing with this. I don't know whether to do more of these videos where they're a bit more detailed, and I hope in this video I get the balance right of sort of detail of the build but not boring you to death. Please let me know in the comments section. I love the comment section. I try and listen to you. I get useful hints and tips from you guys. You're absolutely fantastic. So if you prefer this style of video, let me know. If you prefer the complete builds, let me know also. What I'm going to try and do is vary it up. I have another kit on the brew already. I'm going to do that as a complete build to try and sort of vary it up. Anyway, another thing I must apologise for is at the beginning of this sort of video I forgot to include what paints I've used, like I usually do. So just to let you know, I used Tamiya's semi-gloss black here and Tamiya's khaki green, I believe it was, for the cushions. Here I'm just using a simple silver pencil just to show the highlights, bring out a bit of detail in the seats. Now I appreciate a lot of you guys like to use extra parts such as 3D printed and cast resin that come from Quick Boost, and thinking of other names, Edward. That's okay, that's cool. I've just decided to keep this as out of box as possible, apart from the decals and these cockpit details. Okay, so anyway, you would have noticed what a sharp-eyed of you would have noticed that I snipped off the ejector handles, and that is because Quinta are very decent and they provide you with these as well. Now these are a bit more to scale than the slightly clunky plastic ones that come with the kit, so I decided to go with those. Plus also, yellow is not my favourite colour to paint, and doing those black stripes, yes, Phil was being lazy, Phil doesn't care, it still looks good. Sorry, this is slightly off camera. I was just concentrating on getting the part in position. But as I say, these decals are just incredible. These 3D printed ones, they're just fantastic. We're happy with that. Our little Martin Baker ejector seat is coming together really nicely. And as you can see, they provide you with harnesses and bits and pieces to boot. So with our seats done, it's just time to do some decals as the final touch. These are the warning labels that are there to warn people, obviously. Yeah, we just finish it off with that. The last sort of nice little touch there. And I had a look through at these because I'm sad like that with a magnifying glass, and you can actually read the warning. And Tamiya have done an excellent job with these decals. They're not too thick and clunky as well as they can be sometimes from Tamiya. I promise you this will be the last of the seats now. We've covered it now, and we'll be moving swiftly on. There we go, one happy little ejector seat. I'm sure Martin Baker would be proud. Next up, we move away from this as I promised. We're going to the forward nose wheel bay now. Again, pretty well detailed by Tamiya, and we're using their excellent accent colour, black. They come with greys and browns as well. We're going to use the black here just to bring out some of that detail. So for some of the newbies amongst us, this is just basically a panel wash. It's very thin down, and as you can see, capillary action just allows it to flow, and it's a nice little way just to bring out some detail in your builds. Hopefully I show here how's a good way to do it, and also if you put too much on, as I might have done, you can also dab it away and remove it. So we just give it a generous application here, making sure we're happy with all the detail has been brought out. And then, as I say, a little bit too much there, so it can be easily dabbed away with a cotton bud, or if you're from across the pond, a Q-tip. Just gives it that sort of weathered look. Now these aircraft are slamming onto aircraft carrier decks. This area has got pretty grimy, so it's entirely up to you. You can go completely wild with this, or you can have a slightly cleaner one. It's entirely up to you. It's your build. As long as you're happy, I don't care. Pretty happy with that. I just bring out my trusty dry brush just to get a bit of a streaky effect there, just to finish off the sort of effect that I'm hoping to get. So once this is done, we bring back our trusty cockpit tub, and it's time to mate them both together. The eagle-eyed, you would notice there, I've just painted one of the hydraulic pipes and a couple of other bits there that needed to be doing, including the oleo in chrome, just to give it that real, just bring in a little bit of realism. Like I say, you can super hyper detail these. It's all entirely up to you. I sort of float between the middle, bit of detail, bit of realism. Just be happy with how you want it, basically. So there we go. Of course, it's Tamiya kit, and I'm going to say this a lot in this video, it just literally falls together. Absolutely outstanding. So with those bits together, it's time to marry up the forward parts of the fuselage, the two halves there. Just one last check to make sure everything's in order, and then we locate the two tabs that need to go into the fuselage halves. Again, Tamiya make it so simple for you, it really is child's play. Whilst I'm zooming and messing around here and trying to get my settings right, I'd like to thank all of you that joined me with this video. If you haven't already, I won't harp on about this too much, but it really does help the algorithm and it helps me out. If you could just hit the like and subscribe. If you don't like, then don't subscribe. That's absolutely fine. It's free will, but if you do, it would mean a great deal to me. Thank you for those that have, and thank you for those that have stuck by me in my absence. I really appreciate it. Hopefully the absence will be no longer. So, back to the kit build. Basically, we're allowing the capillary action with Tamiya's excellent quick drying thin cement. It basically runs along the line there, and then when you make the parts together, it basically is a plastic weld. It welds those two parts together, and what you're looking for in the ideal world, or in my ideal world, is when you make those two halves together, you get a seam line that pops up, it dries, you sand said seam line away, and then you don't have the two halves showing. It becomes one piece. Now, I didn't achieve that with this lower bit, because as you can see, there's quite a chunky bit missing there. I don't know why that was. It was definitely builder error, that's for sure. So what I use to plug that is something called sprue goo. Now again, I'm going to talk to those that are new amongst us. What the hell is sprue goo? Well, sprue goo is where you take shavings off your sprue. Don't shave it off the parts, for obvious reasons. Yeah, basically shave bits of the sprue off and then pop it in some of this Tamiya extra thin cement into, like, say, a bottle lid or something with those sprue parts. It melts together, makes a bit of a goo, and then you can carefully, and I cannot stress enough, carefully put those, basically fill any gaps with that plastic, and it all becomes one. It dries, you then sand it off, and it all looks nice. If anyone wants any help and advice with that, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'll be more than happy to help. There will be videos on the tube of you as well, of course. Okay, moving swiftly on, it's time to get our two Martin Baker seats in position, and of course they just click into position beautifully. Just using the cotton bud to click it into place so we don't cause any damage. That clicks in and we are happy with that. So with everything in position, we're using again Tamiya's panel line accent. This is the grey one this time. Now the reason for that is this black area that's on the rear bulkhead. It just looked too clean and tidy for me. So what I've done is I've generously applied this here, give it 30 minutes to dry, and then you can dab it off with your cotton bud, and it kind of gives it not a dusty look, because obviously they weren't dusty, but it just gives you that not new look. I think I've achieved that quite well, to be honest with you. I do sort of adjustments afterwards just to sort of tidy it a smidgy bit, but yeah, we're quite happy with that. It has that not new look about it. So onto the main fuselage, and this is such a cool bit. I absolutely love this, and any of us that are slightly mechanically minded will love this. Also, in fact, I defy anyone not to love this. This is what I class as a bit of a Tamiya engineering marvel. You basically build up the swing wing mechanism. It involves washers, screws, everything like that, but my goodness, it all just clicks together, fits perfectly, and just Tamiya-esque, just works. So we are just getting that left-hand wing into place. Find a tiny little washer like that. I think it's a 2mm washer, and then we get our screw. I mean, it's as simple as what I'm showing you on the screen here, just sort of running you through it. Pop the screw in and screw, and well, hey, easy for me to say. Pop the screw in, screw it in place, and then just work your way methodically. The instructions are excellent. What I will say is in my kit there wasn't a screwdriver included. I wasn't expecting there to be. Christ, I don't want them to make the kit for me. So you will need a smaller Phillips head screwdriver or crosshead screwdriver, however you want to say it, like this one. They're easy to get off online, so you just need one of those to screw that into place. There we go, get it nice and tight. Happy days. And it's just a case of rinse and repeat for the other side. So there we go, last final piece for this, put the last screw in. Look at that, it's just glorious. I don't know, probably over waxing lyrical about this kit. I do apologise if you feel I am, but I've just enjoyed the process so far. And for me, that's what building models is about. It's just enjoying yourself, being able to immerse yourself in it and not be getting too frustrated. So there we go, the wing mechanism works well unless you're a prat like me, and then you flick it out of place. Now I've kept this in here because as you can see, they are not correct. Now please do be careful with this, because once you get the fuselage halves together, it is a little bit difficult to rectify this. So do please double and triple check that you have got this in the correct place. But if you're also like me, do feel free to have a play with it because it's great fun. So moving on, you get three options: multi-mission, bar cap mission, and deck launch intercept. So these are the three options you get for weapons and how it looks, how it's set out, and then because of that you get a choice of where you need to make some holes in your beautiful fuselage half. So when you've chose your ordnance layout, it's time to make some holes. So they make this very, very obvious in the instructions. Take your time, look for number one and where it points to. It's really, really honestly simple. And they're also really good, and they give you little recesses for where the holes are meant to go. Honestly, it's just so simple. You know, for the older ones amongst us that have started kits when they were not this simple, it's incredible. Anyway, moving on. This is my display. I think it's how it's pronounced. A drill bit holder. I'm trying to think of the words here for it, and I'm sure you're all screening it at the computer going, it's this. I know it is. Yeah, this is my little drill, my handheld drill, and I tell you what, I got it for Christmas, and it's absolutely fantastic. It just works. It's so smooth and ergonomic on the hand. I know it's incredible. I can remember the word ergonomic, but yeah, I can't remember what this is called exactly. But yes, this is my little drill, and I absolutely love it. It makes things like this just nice and simple. Simple pleasures, eh? So yeah, it's just a case of making the holes in the right place for your chosen ordnance layout. Next up is to use these plugs. There's these sort of vinyl PVC sort of plug things. Again, sorry, not hugely up there with the technical terms for this. I just like to build kits. It's a case of popping that in there and gluing it into place. Now what this is for the rear horizontal stabilizers. They need to be able to move. So Tamiya, in their geniusness, have popped these little plugs in, and then you pop it out like that. Once you pop it in place, but yes, you pop this in situ, you can pop your wings in then, and they're still movable, and it holds it in place. Very clever. So these are excellent. I thought I'd just show these because it's another sort of attractive part to this kit. And the good thing is it puts an L and R on it, so you can't even get them on the wrong side, which is absolutely fantastic. There we go, that's nicely in place. Just got to do the other side, and onwards we go. So the fuselage halves are ready to be mated up together now. This is we're starting to get somewhere now. Again, make sure that these are in the right place. These wings can and will still swing, so just be careful, because obviously it's trickier to get them in line afterwards. So just work your way around this now. Take your time, there's no rush. This does make some lovely sort of clicks as it goes into place. Just click it all together and all will be good. Take your time with the gluing. Again, allow the capillary action to do its job. Get that little bead line there, sand away, and all will be marvellous. Moving on now, we have engine fans. So I have masked up the centres. They've already been sprayed using Mr. Hobby's fine surface primer, because they were the correct colour, and then using, yay, we've got colour references, metallic grey XF56, which is what the kit instructions say to use. So I've used that. We'll give that a little spray on, and then we can reveal the centre portions of these fans. We've only got 5 minutes to go, guys. If you're still with me and enjoying the video, I can't thank you enough. Again, please hit the like and subscribe if you feel so. There will be more episodes of this coming up, and we can build it together, so to speak. So if you're like me, you quite like a bit of unmasking, so it's just a case now of carefully, and I'm a little bit too careful in this clip, I will be honest with you, very carefully unwrap the masking to hopefully reveal some nice, sharp, crisp lines. We do get there eventually. I do manage to get the end of the masking tape, and some people have asked me, this is 1mm Tamiya, or it's 2mm. I think it's 1mm Tamiya masking tape. You can get it online. I picked mine up in the shop in Tokyo, not to brag, but that's where I got it from, and it's really good for little things like this. It really does get these sort of small things nice and crisp. So there we go, happy with those. I also used a panel wash just to bring out, to accentuate the fan blades. So moving on, we have to mask the intakes. Now there's a little bit of a curve, and it just so happens that this chuck key for my airbrush was pretty much the right curve, so I used that as a stencil just to cut out the curve. It's not perfect, but it's good enough, and I go to all this effort for an area that you're barely going to see. Now I'm usually the first person to go, oh, I don't know why people bother with, you know, with painting parts that you can't see. I get it, in the fact that if that's your vibe, wow, that's so cool that you've got the patience to go that extra mile for something you're not going to see. Whereas I normally don't bother, but with this you can kind of see it, and I wanted to get it right. This, when I tell you, was a pig to mask, it's probably the understatement of this year so far. This was a real pig to mask, and I am told you paint the insides first, then unmask it, because it's even worse to try and unmask that once it's on the actual fuselage. So that is what we did. Next up is the intakes for these engines, and these are really, really good, because I'm a bit fussy. I don't want to see the seam line once I've painted it white, because on the real thing there is no seam line there. So I was a bit dubious as to how this would look. Again, clapping Tamiya, absolutely fantastic. The seam line is really incredibly difficult to see, so well played, guys. You've got a happy camper over here. So as you can see, that looks really good. Pop the fan blade in place, and there we go. One happy intake, and as if one wasn't enough, there's two for you. Really, really pleased with how these turned out. And I give you a little L and an R so that you can't go wrong when you're placing them with the actual intake area. Talking of intake areas, here they are. So we've got to make those up together. Again, it's a simple case of it will only fit one way. You can't get it wrong. I removed all the masking, as you can see, happy with my line there. Now sometimes on some F-14s I've seen that line isn't slightly backwards, it goes straight up. I guess there were slight variations. I'm not hugely au fait, and I'm also not hugely that fussed. So there we go, I'm personally happy with that. Before anyone points out, oh, it should be straight, yeah, it probably should be on some of them, I'm not sure. This is how I've decided to go with it. So now it's just a case, again, it's such simpleness, there's the tabs to click it in, you really can't go wrong. And this goes together so well. Honestly, it's like you don't have to use glue. I mean, honestly, I keep waxing lyrical about it, but honestly, yeah, it was just crazy. I did use glue, but you really don't have to. You do have to. When I say you don't have to, do you know what I mean? It would sit in place quite happily. I would though. I don't want people building this and saying, you didn't glue, tell me not to glue that bit, and then they build their kit and then it all falls apart like this. Obviously, use glue. But what I'm saying is that the laws of physics state that you don't have to. Anyway, I'm waffling enough now. The video is nearly over. Thank you so much for joining me. I thought I'd just make these two up together to show what a lovely crisp line this goes together, how it goes together so well. It's really, really beautiful. It's goodbye from me until next time. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Click the like and subscribe. Enjoy your models, build them, don't just stash them. Let's take another quick look inside that cockpit. You're probably all sick of the sight of it by now, but honestly, it's so good. So, as I say, it's goodbye from me. And it's goodbye from her. Have a good one, people. Enjoy your kits. Peace out. Goodbye and thank you again.